Hello everybody, welcome to the United Stand. I have just seen history in the making. I have just seen Amorim ball absolutely obliterate Pep ball. Sporting of Portugal annihilating the champions of England, Manchester City. And this man is going to take over Manchester United. There is so many things to unpluck. Get in the comments with the things that you liked. But I would say this has absolutely given Amorim the time that we want to give him. Because no journalist, no media outlet, no Man United player and no member of the board can start turning on this manager if things don't go well at the start. He must be given the time. I'd almost encourage and hope for bumps in the road. I'd almost encourage and hope that we go to the Emirates or the Etihad and get our arse handed on a plate. Because tonight, and the reason Ineos have brought him in, but tonight the world saw why Manchester United have gone for Amorim. And when we've seen that against Manchester City and know what it can do, when it doesn't work at Manchester United, it's not on the coach. This is what many of us have been saying for a long time. The manager will always be the guy that gets sacked, but it will be the players that don't deliver what the manager wants. Laziness, inconsistency, lack of talent. Ineos have to look at that tonight, and I'm sure they have, and they've got to go, if he can do that with sporting players against the best team in England, there is no reason why he can't do that with Manchester United players. And if it's not happening, it's not because of the manager, because the manager has shown what he can do to Pep. He's shown what he can do to Man City. So we must be relentless and dogged in our absolute determination to give him the environment and players to do that. Because we've seen it. The difference with Ten Hag and the difference with Jose is they did have a talent and they did have a style of play. But literally a week before he becomes the Man United manager, he ends his project with Sporting by beating the best team in England with a style of football that they couldn't live with in the second half. So there is no excuse for Manchester United or the media or fans to be going, Amorim out, he ain't that guy, because he's proved he is that guy. Ineos must relentlessly remove the barrier to tonight. The end game must be tonight for Manchester United. So on the route, we must get rid of the barrier players that stop us doing that. Now, I'm watching the game tonight and a lot of people are going, how does he do this at Manchester United? How does he do this at Manchester United? Very easily. It will take time. I would say 12 months minimum before we start seeing consistent performances like that. But what has to happen is, and what we saw tonight was, well, first of all, we saw a team that creates chances for its striker. Gyökeres must have had 4 good chances. If you're Rasmus, you don't get that in a month. So they are a team, much like Man City, that are looking to create big chances for their striker. That will be something very, very new. They are also a team that I was watching it going, this is odd. They are a collective team that work hard for each other. Their success is collective. It is not individual. There is no selfishness in that team. There might be occasions where someone takes a shot when they could have cut it back, but it's only because they've, got a bit excited. It's not because that's their end game. There will be mistakes in the system, but ultimately they are all in tune together, working collectively for the success of everybody. And I guarantee in that dressing room, the manager and players love each other. They will be loving it because they are collective. They are friends. They are teammates. They are professionals. That's not the case at Manchester United at all. They run relentlessly for each other. They don't need to be told to run. They know they have to run. And when they're in the final third, they're pinging passes around. I mean, that second goal at the start of the second half is just delectable. That needs to go down in Amorim's CV forever. Like, to start the half against Man City with the ball at the back and play the way through and score an absolutely perfectly clean goal constructed of 6 or 7 passes and then a lovely finish. It was perfect. It couldn't have gone any better. Tonight, for Manchester United fans, it couldn't have gone any better. And for Man United players, they'd have been tired watching that because it couldn't have gone any worse if you're a chancer. If you're a player who's a chancer or you're a player with an ego, tonight could not have gone any worse because the world saw what Amorim's all about. And then the question will be, if he can't do it, Well, it's obvious. It's very obvious, isn't it? And this is what I mean. We have got these players now, they've got to work ridiculously hard. Ridiculously hard every single minute. And there will be collateral. Of course there will. There has to be, because I look at, people were saying to me during the game, oh, I could see Rashford or Garnacho playing behind Rasmus or Bruno. And I was like, yeah, but they've got to change. They've got to change. You can't play in behind Rasmus and then when you've got the ball think, oh, I might have a shot from 40 yards or I might take this player on. That's not the system, lads. That's not the system. These these sporting players, when they get the ball behind Gyökeres, they're looking to play quick passes to move up the pitch or play Gyökeres in and receive it back. It's all about movement. It's all about passing. And that's their first, in the first second of getting the ball, they're looking for a pass. A lot of our players, they're looking for the killer pass or they're looking for a shot or they're looking to take people on. So yeah, these players you mentioned that are currently at the club, maybe they can play in an Amorim system, but they've got to have a personality transplant. They've got to change the way they're playing, because Sporting caused Man City problems with how quickly they move and transition from back to front. It's quick. It causes problems. It creates spaces because it's quick and it's not predictable. So they're getting the ball and they're going touch, 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 move, 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 pass, pass. Whereas United were like pass, pass, take someone on. It's slow. So it's a whole mindset change. But look, the big thing for me is you saw it there in 4K. The teamwork, the running, the passing, the clinical nature of what they're doing. It's so methodical. It's so well coached, and they're all in it together. There is no, I've got to get the goal. I've got to be the guy. Oh, they're not passing to me. There's no throwing arms in the air. It really is a collective, and they work ridiculously hard. And also as well, at half time, they're very lucky to be 1-1. They're very lucky to be 1-1. And that's just another tick in the box for Amorim, because they come out like a house on fire in the second half against the best team in England. Like at half time, you'd be thinking, oh my God, how is it 1-1? We're really lucky. They come out and they're brilliant. So that just shows you again how you can... And also, these players know he's going. They've got a perfect excuse to maybe not give it. And they know he's going. And even though they know he's going, they're not down in tools and disappointed. They want to say thank you to their fans and everything else, and they want to keep working hard. So it's just absolutely incredible, and I'm very excited. But for me, the big thing is, like I say, the really big thing is that is perfect if you're a Manchester United fan, because we know what the media's like, we know what the ex-players are like, and we know if there's a bad result in the first few weeks, they'll be like, knives are out. But I think United fans are more intelligent than that, and I think we've always got this game now for the immediate future where we go, well, hold on a minute. All right, it's not working. It's not working, but it was never going to work this quick. Look at what he did with Sporting. Look at what he did again in that Man City game. That's what we're working towards. And Rome's not going to be built in a day. It's a completely different system. It's hard work. There's probably going to be a load of injuries again because these players can't deal with it. I think this could take anywhere between 1 and 3 years, depending on how many players can adapt to it and how many players need booting out. It could, what if 50% of the United squad can't do it? You've got to replace 50% of the squad, in which case it's going to take 3 years. So I think the brilliance of tonight is that if he can do it against Man City, then he can do it against Man City. You've got to give him the tools because he's walking in at ground zero. But don't be cheated. Do not be manipulated by negative people that go, oh, it's just another Ten Hag or this, that and the other. We've got a manager here. And maybe we had a manager in the past. I don't know. Maybe Mourinho, where players got rid of them because the fans and the media fell for it. I just think tonight was very, very obvious that give this man the players and it will work. Give him players that don't want to work and it won't work. But it was brilliant. Smash a like on the video. Get your comments in below. I'll speak to you all in a bit.